Okay, kid. So, as I said before, this is going to be difficult for you. Primarily because of the overwhelming amount of demonic energy you produce. Think of the energy like sound, ambient sound that's just sort of around. Like hearing birds chirping in the distance. After you hear it for oh so long, eventually, you stop noticing the birds chirping in the distance. Their sound is just normal to you. Just like that, your demonic energy is working in much the same way. It's so heavy and there's so much of it, and it's constantly outflowing from you in such a way that you've gotten used to its presence, to the point that your senses are basically ignoring it. You don't realize it, but the amount of demonic energy you put off is monstrous. Any demon within a mile of this place would see you glowing like a beacon in the night. They'd be able to feel you in their bones. So, you need to consciously bypass the fact that your senses have been honed to ignore it, like it's background noise. Something that's supposed to be there, so your senses don't pay attention to it anymore. The only way to achieve this is, well, to create an outflow. Basically, we have to force your body to begin producing an outward flow of demonic energy that's so concentrated that your senses can no longer ignore it. So, what we're going to do is a little visualization exercise that will get you in touch with your demonic energy. It won't allow you pinpoint control of it, but that's not what we're aiming for. We need you to get used to sensing and feeling that demonic energy. So we're going to create an outflow, and you're going to spend your time paying attention to that outflow, feeling it as it passes through you, sensing it with your mind and your other senses, feeling it with your body and spirit. But first, I'll give you an example. Rico, he said, looking over to her. Yes, Rico replied. You know how to summon demonic energy, correct? Yes, Rico knows. Rico is strong for an eco. She's third strongest in her whole family. That's good, Rico. But I'm going to have you try the same exercise that I'm going to have Taleon try. I want him to get a visual depiction of what it looks like. Okay, well, Rico try. What you want Rico do? Okay, Rico, pay attention. This should be simple enough for you, since you already know how to use demonic energy. Okay, Rico, I want you to picture a pond. A calm, cool, refreshing pond of light. As if light and water were the same thing. And at the edge of this pond, there is a small stream that runs from it. But there's no water in the stream. It's empty. And there you are, standing in the stream, next to the pond. You look to see why there's no water in the stream, and see that there is a dam, a large dam blocking the water from pouring out of the small pond into the stream that you're standing in. Now, Rico, this is the important part. I want you to visualize that dam evaporating, disappearing, falling apart, whatever works for you. The point being, I need you to visualize the dam breaking and that light made of water pouring in your direction. As Silas explained it to Rico, Taleon watched with bated breath, wondering what was going to happen, as Rico closed her eyes and began to try to focus. After a few moments of focusing, Rico started to look like she was focusing a little too hard, crinkling her nose and furrowing her brow, her hands clenching into fists. Come on, break, Rico said, as she stood there with her eyes closed, looking very tense. "Don't worry, Rico. It'll work. Just give it some time, and the dam will break. Just continue to focus on it. Imagine it weakening or dissipating, catching fire, whatever works. Just tear it down." At about that moment, Talion began to see sparkles, little blue sparkles of light beginning to lift off of Rico's body, floating away like sparkles of dust in the breeze, until her aura actually picked up, and he could see a somewhat thin, wavy blue aura lifting off of her, still filled with those blue sparkles. It was very pretty to look at. Well, at least as long as it lasted, which was all of about a minute, of Rico sparkling and glowing a bit, before Rico suddenly found herself gasping for breath, falling down onto her butt, and panting heavily. That was so much energy. Rico tired. Rico no have anything left." "Good, Rico. You did very well. Your outflow of energy effectively worked as it should. Your exhaustion is normal. After all, you've just allowed a great deal of your own demonic energy to escape. It's only natural that you feel exhausted." "So that was demonic energy?" Talion said, looking towards Rico. Are you okay?" he said, looking down to her compassionately. "Yes, Master. Rico okay. She just tired. Rico not used so much energy in a long time." "You did very well, Rico. Now, you can just sit there and take a rest for a while. Your work for the day is done. You no doubt helped Talion see what an outpour of demonic energy can look like. You stay there and get some rest. I'm going to step over here with Talion. Come over this way," he said, raising his hand and waving Talion over as he began taking steps away. Talion, unsure of why he was stepping away, followed suit. Where are we going?" For a short time, he got no answer out of Salus. He just continued to walk, getting further and further away from Rico, until at last they were about 100 feet from her, and he came to a stop. "Okay, this should be far enough." "Far enough for what? Why are we out this far away?" "Well, that's simple, so your demonic energy doesn't blow Rico away." "What?" "Remember, Rico is an eco. She is an exceptionally low-level demon with an exceptionally low-level demonic energy level. She doesn't even have training to boost it like me. That amount of energy that she produced was minuscule, barely enough for a low-level spell. You burn 10 times that much energy every time you use your fire breath. Easily 10 times that amount." "What? Really?" Talion said, looking shocked. "Yeah, kid, I wasn't lying about the amount of demonic energy you produce. I brought you out here because it's going to be safer. Take in mind that this isn't going to be dangerous for you. Even if you drain away all of the demonic energy you have, which, trust me, is going to be a task. The only thing that'll happen is you'll end up pooped, wiped out like Rico, and your energy will come back by the next day. But for someone like Rico, who's weak, that level of demonic output could be dangerous. If it comes in contact with her, it could actually hurt her. So, we're out here to protect her. I'll be fine. So, I want you to do exactly what I explained to Rico. Imagine the pond of light, the dam blocking the stream, and then tear the dam down. Create a massive outflow of your demonic energy. Well, I'm not going to stand here all day. Get doing it. he said, crossing his arms and looking at Talion impatiently.